Know your subject, crafting the Christian story. There's a golden rule for all storytellers, public speakers and preachers. Prepare and rehearse, prepare and rehearse, prepare and rehearse. The more thoroughly you've mastered the content of your subject, your speech, the more it will show when you give the talk. You don't have to be an expert, but you do have to understand the content of what you want to say. I have a favourite verse from the Bible. It comes from a preaching master, St. Paul. In 2 Timothy 4:13 he writes, quote, "When you come, bring my books, especially the notebooks," unquote. What more could be said? Build on a solid, accurate, factual foundation. Read as much as you possibly can about your theme. And if reading isn't your thing, there's a wealth of videos on every conceivable subject. People will expect you to prepare in depth. If you're telling the Christian story, also keep this in mind. Have you imbued your subject matter with faith, hope and love? The gospel values which we live by influence all life and thought. If practical, seek to involve other worship leaders and talk about your sermon with someone else. Testing the material and creating a sense of team in preparing for worship is always a sound strategy. Crafting the Christian story for one Sunday needn't depend solely on you, nor should it. And even if you have to fly solo, come back to prepare and rehearse. The moment of truth in preparing for preaching comes this way. Write your sermon out in full. When you're satisfied, put it away for a few days, then return to it and begin to summarize it, as if you are going to have only a series of bullet points available. When you go to the rostrum or into the pulpit, it's bullet points. This step is absolutely essential. It's the truth moment about your writing. Preaching is oral communication. It's not reading a speech. Words on a page can be returned to again and again, and a video can be played numerous times. But the Sunday sermon is a once-only communication event that will turn people on or off. You have the opportunity in the Sunday event, but it's a once-only opportunity. So don't let it slip by without adequate preparation. Let's say you've left the sermon alone for a couple of days. You've got it out for review and summary. Let's focus then on the content of your sermon. Here's another golden rule. Consider different ways of presenting your content. There are usually a number of different ways you can do this. In the lead worship course, I suggest that sometimes a sermon can be structured around 2 or 3 different voices in dialogue. Get some help from others by having your 2 or 3 colleagues in the pulpit with you. This is a great way of involving more people at worship. It certainly creates a sense of teamwork. Here's another way of presenting. In just about every worship situation, visuals will focus congregational attention. In fact, it's now become the single worst feature of worship. So learn how to do this well. Go easy with PowerPoint presentations. Trite clip art, trivial graphics, showy effects will not impress. Instead, use PowerPoint to help organize your thinking. Your presentation becomes your summary. Get things in order, follow the steps through logically, and make sure the visuals match the content of what you're saying. Never ever project blocks of words apart from songs. Bullet points are meant to be very, very brief. Otherwise, eliminate bullet points. One very switched-on designer, Robert Williams, INTJ Design, showed a class of mine how to keep your slides to a maximum of 6 words per slide. In other words, each slide became the bullet point. The graphic becomes crucial in this, but it has to be chosen so that it supports what you want to say. Otherwise, your presentation work is simply wasted time. So, with a lot of hard work, your summary is starting to pay dividends. You have a PowerPoint which just features the bare minimum of words and has some eye-catching graphics. A fully written out sermon which has been refined and summarised. That's the bare minimum for a Sunday. The hour of reckoning has arrived. Most folk have a little stage fright before the public performance. That's natural. Now, a lot of public speakers, and especially preachers, will disagree with what I want to say now. But it works for me, and it can work for you. It's the takeaway for this episode. Always have your fully written out speech with you. Put it on the lectern or pulpit. You will never probably need to refer to it if you did that work of revising and rehearsing. But it's your lifesaver if something goes wrong. 99.99% of the time, nothing will go wrong. When you deliver your content, it will appear as if it were extempore speaking or preaching. You've mastered the content of what you want to say. You know your subject and have communicated it well. That's the art and craft of preaching. It's what it's all about. Thanks for watching.